after this match, I think every single Bayern Munich fan should hit himself in the face over what we said about Costa at the beginning of the season. So hello and welcome people, this is me, Zenmir TV, and we have just beaten Leverkusen 3-0. Damn. I mean, that match today, it was brilliant. Tactically from Pep, it was spot on. I like what we did in the first half, especially. Second half, you know, we just waited for them to attack and then we countered. But it was just brilliant to see how we played and how we totally destroyed. Totally destroyed Leverkusen. And you know, there were some few doubts going into this game. No centre backs, you know, Boateng out, Benatia is injured, so Dante was our real only centre back, and he didn't even get to play. So that was like really shocking when we saw the lineup. So a lot of people thought, you know, this might be this might be his last game for us and everything, and then not seeing him play, that just confused me a little. But the match was brilliant. The match was absolutely brilliant. The first half especially, like I said, the first half especially, I think we did really well. Now, what happened in the first half is that we, basically, Alonso would drop back as a centre-back, and he just won, like, all the aerial duels. But what happened was that Alonso, he basically just switched the play every time to the wings, which is just, you know, what Alonso's known for. But now, being even further back at the centre-back spot, he was able to, you know, get the ball there faster, because obviously all the Leverkusen players, they would be at halfway line and whatnot when he hit the ball, so he'd just be able to overplay them and just get the ball to Costa or Robin, and that worked so well. Like, we got the ball so many times through the wings, and Leverkusen, they just didn't have any answer for that. Like, Wendell, I think it was like the 5th minute or so, he got a yellow card already, so for him it was like he had to contain Robin without getting a yellow card, so that was difficult. And Hilbert, he just had no chance against Costa. Costa just burned him with his pace. So it was great to see that. It was absolutely fantastic to see that. Now, we scored our first goal via Costa. And Costa, he got a great ball from Alonso, getting a pattern. Alonso crossing to the wings. But Alonso, he crossed the ball to, he passed the ball to Costa, who burned Hilbert for pace. And then crossed the ball into the middle, where Thomas Muller was. And he just finishes it. Typical, you know, Thomas Muller fashion, and he's gone. I think that was his 75th goal for Bayern Munich in his 200th Bundesliga game. So that's absolutely brilliant, you know. Then we scored our second goal, which was a penalty. Hilbert, he was at fault for all 3 games, but Hilbert, he pushes Vidal, who was in the air. I'm being honest here, I think it was a penalty, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, normally you're not allowed to push a player that is going for a ball. So Vidal, he was jumping, only a slight push, but still, that, you know, even a slight push can stop you getting a ball. So I think it should have been a penalty, but you know, I see the argument from a lot of people saying that it shouldn't have been a penalty. For me personally, I think it should have been a penalty. That's just my own opinion, so obviously, you know, I might be biased here, but I'm trying to do it as neutral as possible, and I think that it should have been a penalty. But Muller scores, you know. I was kind of worried, because obviously Leno is like the best saving penalty keeper there is, statistically speaking. He's got the highest save ratio from penalties in Bundesliga. So, you know, we have Neuer as well, so that just says how good Leno is at saving penalties. So I was kind of worried that, you know, Leno would get to the corner before Muller was slotted in there, but no, I think Muller predicted that would happen, so he just, you know, gets the ball into the middle, and that was brilliant. But then next up we get another penalty, and that's Hilbert's fault again. Costa gets the ball, cross it into the box. Hilbert, he just defends like that, and I said it last week as well when Boateng got sent off and and Hoffenheim got a penalty against us. If you're a defender, your hand should never be higher than here. Never higher than here. Never higher than here, because as soon as your hand is up there and as soon as it touches, even if you just try to protect your face, the referee will still give it a penalty, and that's just the way it is. So that was definitely a penalty for me. All 2 penalties were soft penalties, but it was still penalty worthy. So yeah, you know, Robin takes that goal. I think Muller gave it to him. At least that's what the commentator said, but the commentator, I don't think he knows anything anyway. But I think Muller gave the penalty to Robin just for the simple fact that you know, Robin hasn't scored, and he wants to get his confidence up. But also, I thought it was kind of funny that Vidal tried to get the ball, basically tried to take the penalty twice. First time when when Muller took it, and the second time when Robin took it, but both times he just got rejected. But he was still happier when they scored, so it's not like the team spirit isn't there. Still, I think the next penalty that we get, Vidal's going to take that just because he wants to start his account for the Bundesliga. And he, for me, had like the best game he's had for Bayern Munich. I think he had like 39 tackles in the whole match, and no other player had reached 30. So he was everywhere. I mean, I was raving about him on Twitter. He was great. He was left, right, centre. He was everywhere. As soon as Leverkusen had the ball, he just went for it. And even in the 90th minute, he still ran. And the same for Alaba. Alaba, he was our best player on the field, in my opinion. He was the best player that we had today. And that says a lot because we obviously had Costa, who was great. We had Muller, who was fantastic. We had Lewandowski, who was great as well. He should have scored, but in general, he was great as well. And Alaba being the best player on the field, that was just amazing. Now, Alonso, he was also fantastic. I mean, he won like, I'm not sure the numbers exactly, but I think he won like 10 aerial duels. So he was, he was fighting for every single ball. I saw him slide tackle. I was like, Alonso, is that you? You don't slide tackle, do you? Wow, what's going on here? But overall, the match, we just showed our brilliance in the first half. In the second half, we really just basically let Leverkusen attack us, and then we just used our great passes like Vidal, like Alaba, like Alonso to basically pass the ball to Robin and Costa so they could counter-attack with Lewandowski and Muller chasing them. Now, the only thing that I've noticed is that if Lewandowski and Muller, if they adjust to Costa's speed, then 40 goals won't 40 goals, not in the Bundesliga, but 40 goals in general won't be such a huge stretch. So I think that, as soon as they adjust, we'll be able to get a lot more goals. And we saw that a lot better today, that, the players knew what to do exactly. Pep drilled it into them. Basically, every time in the first half, like I said, in the first half, we really played tactical. But then in the second half, once Leverkusen had to attack, we just countered them off, which is great. But, I mean, the defense was great. I think Leverkusen had like 2 shots on goal. One of them was like a free kick, and the second one was a handball. So it was like, yeah, you guys didn't have anything. But Thiago was great as well. He was more of a attacking midfielder, but obviously we didn't really have that kind of setup. So he was just like going forward when we needed it and going back when we didn't, and that was great. But overall, I mean, this game was brilliant. Lewandowski, especially for me, in the first half, he was fantastic because he just dropped back every time we had the ball. Alaba had the ball especially, and then he just got the ball, because he's got a fantastic touch and is able to hold the ball off well. So he got the ball, laid it off, so we could play to the wings, and obviously the one centre-back would have followed him, and then basically there were only 3 defenders in the Leverkusen box for Costa or Robin to cross it in. And that was really well done. Pep tried that same tactic a year ago against Leverkusen in the DFB Pokal, and it didn't really work. But today it really worked. Today Lewandowski's touch was on point, and that really helped in the first half. So overall, this game, fantastic game. I mean, I'm gonna go watch it again just to look at how the players moved. But this game was great. But as always, people, this was me as Mir TV. Rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Peace out. And have a nice day. We're top of the Bundesliga right now. Peace out. Bye.